Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a producer on Combs' latest album, filed a lawsuit Monday. He alleges that Combs harassed and assaulted him while he lived at several of Combs' homes.
The complaint also connects embattled actor Cuba Gooding Jr. and rapper Young Miami to the alleged wrongdoing, and it comes just days after Diddy's homes in LA and Miami were raided.
Doing this situation is not easy. Taking Puff to court, suing him is not easy. I don't have the monies that it's going to take to fight him.
Diddy's legal battles make it back to the headlines with a brand new lawsuit filed against him, with the plaintiff music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones explaining the assault he endured by Diddy and his friends and what he witnessed inside his mansions. Seems like Diddy is not the only guilty one after all. Homeland Security broke into Diddy's lavish Miami and LA homes in March 25th of this year. According to reports, the search warrants were connected to a federal investigation in Manhattan related to allegations of trafficking, sexual assault, and the solicitation and distribution of illegal narcotics and firearms, with hopes of finding proof to link the music mogul to his alleged crimes. Word on the street is that they might have found more than just that. Combs' legal battle started the moment ex-partner Cassie Ventura sued him for physical abuse, drugging, and sexually assaulting her. After that, several other lawsuits by anonymous men and women were put up against him, which led to bigger names in the industry admitting to being assaulted by Diddy. The accusations started making it to the spotlight non-stop, and time was not on Diddy's side. Every week that passed, new and old allegations were making headlines in the internet and sparking endless rumors. But things started getting extremely messy the moment the HSI raided his homes, making it official that a real and serious investigation was taking place. A couple of weeks before the home raids occurred, music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones took Diddy to court for several crimes. The lawsuit exposes him of sexual assaulting young artists and girls, the music producer himself, as well as several illegal actions taken against him and other artists by stealing their work.
I've tried to get my business straight with them on this album, but the truth is they're not playing fair. They hit me on below the belt on so many situations. Just dealing with this. It's the contract that they give me and the offer that they gave me was just disgusting. The producer fee, pennies, and on top of that, these guys are trying to steal my publishing.
The producer spent around a year living with Combs in order to work together in a big project they had coming up. As they were very short on time, Jones agreed to moving into Diddy's property, thinking it would make work much easier. Jones was willing to sacrifice the countless hours of labor that were coming ahead, but what he never expected was the real sacrifice would not only be his time, but also his own integrity.
At a time, 16 hours to 24 hours a day, sometimes, Diddy would request certain works to be done and tell us don't go to sleep until it's done. And the truth is we'll be up for days trying to accomplish that.
At the beginning of his stay, Rodney Jones started witnessing some very strange occurrences, especially during Diddy's extravagant parties. Nonetheless, he never expected the truth to be what it turned out to be. He soon started experiencing different micro forms of harassment, not only from Diddy, but also from some of his elite guests, which slowly escalated to full-on sexual assault. This series of unfortunate events is what led Jones to finally sue Diddy in a new lawsuit filed in February. As he himself declared in a video, that was one of the hardest decisions he had to make in his career so far, as taking Diddy to court could end very badly for him and his loved ones. But he refused to be one of those people who years later regretted not coming out with the truth.
I won't be that guy 20, 30 years from now looking back saying, I wish I'd done this. I'm going to do this now.
In the lengthy lawsuit, Jones opened up about everything he saw and went through inside the walls of Diddy's home. He did not expose him for his crimes only, but he made sure to drop every name he could remember of famous people involved with Combs and his dirty secrets. Alarms went off when fans saw that the City Girls rapper and Combs' alleged ex-girlfriend, Young Miami, was accused of some serious illegal activities throughout Jones's suit. Amongst the claims, the most severe one declares she illegally transported Tootsie between states for Diddy. The severity of the situation doesn't only lay on the illegal contraband, but this drug is a very strong combination of ecstasy and cocaine, commonly known as pink cocaine, and it is considered a luxury drug. Amongst these drugs' dangerous effects, we have severe dehydration that can cause a heat stroke and loss of coordination, sedation, and blackouts if consumed with alcohol. Jones claims to have witnessed this intercourse with his own eyes, as while himself and Diddy were rehearsing for a music festival, the rapper instantly called Young Miami when he wanted some Tucci. Some suspect it wasn't just for personal use and suggest that it might have been one of the drugs used to sedate his voyeurism victims, which makes Young Miami an accomplice to those acts as well. The music producer affirmed she also worked as one of Combs' sex workers who took advantage of the victims, explaining that even her own cousin assaulted him back in 2022 during a Thanksgiving event. Unfortunately, it does not end here, as it seems that Young Miami is not the only woman on the list. Both Daphne Joy and Jade Ramey were accused of receiving monthly payments from Combs in exchange of sexual favors from them, to himself, his guests, and his freak-off participants. Both have publicly denied the claims, but 50 Cent's ex, Daphne, assured she will be taking legal actions against Jones for the false claims. I am deeply hurt by the lies in Rodney Jones's lawsuit. The claim that I am a sex worker is 100% false and character assassination. I am retaining an attorney to explore all legal remedies against both Rodney and his attorney. The Duke of Sussex was also mentioned in Rodney Jones's lawsuit as one of Diddy's famous guests. While he did not get into details about Prince Harry's involvement with him, what seemed alarming to some was the fact that he summarized said guests in athletes, political figures, artists, and musicians, but specifically said Harry's name when mentioning international dignitaries. While some suspect on Prince's Harry-Wary association with Combs, others chose to believe in his innocence and explained how it might have been just an example on how Diddy's association with these sex trafficking chains benefited his social status. Word is still yet to be heard from Prince Harry's representatives or the royal family. While the names we've dropped so far are concerning enough, the latest news is that Jones's case made headlines again this week after amending his complaint. Lil Rod added 25 pages and a new defendant who is no other than Cuba Gooding. The Oscar-winning actor is accused of graming Jones and passing him off to his friends on several occasions. Jones explains that Combs was the one who suggested that Gooding got to know Jones better the first time they met and then left the two men alone in a makeshift studio inside Gooding's yacht. According to the plaintiff, that's where the series of assaults began. Cuba Gooding Jr. began touching, groping and fondling Mr. Jones's legs, his upper inner thighs near his groin, the small of his back near his buttocks and his shoulders. The lawsuit reads, Jones verbalized how he felt extremely uncomfortable and attempted to reject Gooding's advances, but claims the actor did not stop until Jones forcibly pushed him away. According to the lawsuit, Gooding's misconduct caused him to go through physical injury, severe emotional distress, humiliation, anxiety, and other consequential damages. In addition, Jones named several other defendants in his complaint. Among them, we can find Combs' loyal chief of staff, Christina Coram, Universal Music Group CEO, Lucian Grange, and even his son, Justin Combs. As specified by the legal documents against Diddy, Coram was one of his more devoted workers, and she was the one in charge of retrieving the drugs from her staff and taking it to Diddy whenever he asked for them. The workers were instructed and forced by her to always wear a pouch containing a wide selection of drugs such as cocaine, GHB, ecstasy, marijuana, and of course, the infamous Tucci. This was to ensure that his drugs of choice were ready whenever him or one of his guests demanded them. What's even more disturbing is that Jones explains being forced to carry one of those pouches during his stays on multiple occasions. Jones had not had enough yet, as he was determined to expose it all. He also spilled out that Lucian Grange used his position as CEO of UMG to ensure financial support to Diddy in order to continue pursuing and paying for drugs, sex workers, and other illegal activities. The music producer admits wanting nothing more than for Combs to be held accountable for all the damages he caused him, both directly and indirectly. It seems like the public is rooting for him and all the other victims. What about you guys? Do you believe the allegations made by Jones? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and check our channel.